Hello everyone, my name is Clancis and welcome to my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. And this one is a very somber one because it is hitting straight to the heart. So I've been asked a question. As a matter of fact, I was not aware that there was something that was happening in South Africa that is the most horrific scene you could ever witness, where the abuse of power was so brazen and so daring and so how do you put it? Anyways, I'm talking about the VIP protection unit of Paul Mashatile, the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, assaulting two young men who, I don't know what the problem was, because I think I do know what the problem is, because I've been in that situation once upon a time when I used to live in Durban about 13 years ago. I was driving down the N3 and then I'm not quite sure if it was President Zuma's VIP unit that was passing, and so I did not see them coming, and then out of the blue I was literally pushed out of the freeway. I almost tumbled on the other side of the elbow. And if you know the roads in Durban, especially the N3, they are like gorgeous that what do you call this freeway is built on. So I would have just rode all the way down the gorge and nobody would have cared. So I know that that's possibly what had happened. These guys probably were driving on the lane where this protection unit was driving, because they're very, very fast as they proceed. Sometimes they do use their sirens, sometimes they don't. So they just assume that you are looking at the rear view mirror, and then they obviously you would pass right so that they can continue on the fast lane. So I think these young people did not stop, and then they got agitated, got out of the car, and of course they blocked them, and then they assaulted them. Unfortunately, I cannot play an insert of this video because of YouTube community guidelines of shock factor, which is something that YouTube frowns upon. So if you want to see this video, I think it's titled VIP Units not assault a civilian or assault civilians. It is all over TikTok. Now, you were asking me about what are my thoughts regarding this matter. So I do have a thought, and my thought is that, number one, those of you that are not from South Africa and you are watching, South Africa is not a police state. South Africa is not an autocracy either. South Africa is not a dictatorship. South Africa is a constitutional democracy. And let me show you how much so is South Africa a constitutional democracy. In my hand, I have the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, Act 108 of 1996. So I'm going to start off by reading section 9 of the Constitution, but I will want you to park that while I go through other sections of the Constitution, and then I will round all that up and get you to see how South Africa is a constitutional democracy, and what the VIP, including the Deputy President himself, had done was unconstitutional, basically criminal. So we will start off with section 9 of the Constitution, which is in the Bill of Rights, chapter 2. Section 9(1) says, equality. This is the equality clause. Section 9, subsection 1 of the Constitution, it reads, everyone is equal before the law and has the right to equal protection and benefit of the law. So before I go any further, so just park that so that you get to understand what I am trying to build here. And then let's go to section 2 of the Constitution on chapter 1, which reads supremacy of the Constitution. This Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic. Law or conduct inconsistent with it is invalid, and the obligations imposed by it must be fulfilled. I want to read you the preamble of the Constitution, which now kind of speaks to the issue at hand as to why I feel that South Africans should not let this one go. As a matter of fact, South Africans should see criminal action taken against these thugs. So the preamble of the Constitution, It reads, "We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. We therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this constitution as the supreme law of the Republic," and so on and so forth. So the reason why I'm reading the preamble of the Constitution is because we've had people that have fallen for this country. They bled, they sweated, they lost families to build the constitutional democracy that we enjoy today. And it also talks about respecting those that continue to build the Republic of South Africa. The victims that were kicked by those thugs of Paul Mashatile, they are taxpayers. Where is the respect that was shown to them by these people? If you watch the video, you will see Paul Mashatile's thugs coming out of the vehicles going straight to two vulnerable people. People that were defenseless, and they came as a group with their big guns and started stomping on these two. One of them, I'm not quite sure how severe his injuries were because he was not moving. I'm not even sure if he's alive. If anybody knows, please update us and let us know if the other gentleman, I think he was wearing like a whitish pants, if he's okay. And then when you look at that entire act, that is assault. Not only assault, but also attempted murder. Oh, I know that they were going to say, oh, it's gross bodily harm, when in fact that is attempted murder. When they were done assaulting these two gentlemen, they walked into their cars and they left. That to me is fleeing the scene or defeating the ends of justice, because there is no way that those thugs did not know what they were doing was criminal, because they are trained police. It's no way that they didn't know that was criminal act that they did. So they took off and they ran away. Now, assault in the South African Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 states that assault is a criminal offense. This act, it also goes along with murder, it goes along with forgery, fraud, breaking and entry, robbery, kidnapping, treason, public violence, sedition, and many other crimes that are enshrined in Schedule 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. So having said all of that, when we go back to Section 9, subsection 1 of the Constitution, all are equal before the law in this country, therefore meaning that those thugs, by now, they should be rounded up, arrested, and probably have greeted the magistrate today. We got to know their faces and names, and then they get prosecuted, convicted, and thrown in prison, because there is no way that South Africans can accept that type of behavior. It is thuggish and it is not acceptable. It's upsetting because this could have happened to any of us. I'm not sure if you understand that this could have happened to you. If not you, somebody you love, whether it's your father, whether it's your brother, whether it's your husband, or somebody that you care about. That could have been them. Because these guys, it's not the first time that they're doing this. They do this all the time. As I've said, I've been a victim myself. I was almost pushed over the cliff by these people. They are thugs. I don't trust them. That's one of the reasons why I don't like driving. I take Ubers, because I'm terrified that I might be driving one day and then here I will see them in my rear view mirror. Because when I panic, I'm all over the place. I would not be sure whether to go this side or go this side or stop. And when I'm doing all these actions, they may think that I am a threat to whoever they are carrying in that vehicle, and then I might find myself being blown up. So I become so anxious, so terrified. It's traumatic, this experience. And these men that were assaulted by these thugs, they will never forget this. It changes your life. It changes your perspective about the people that you should be trusting, people that we entrusted that are going to protect us. But instead, they turn around and then they assault us and almost killing us. And mind you, we are taxpayers of this country and we get treated the way we are treated. If this thuggish act was not caught on camera, Paul Mashatile would have denied it. He would have said, I don't know who those people are. As a matter of fact, if I understood, he did deny that he did not know who those people are. But because there was footage that proved that he was lying, that's when he's like, oh, I confirm those were my security detail. What a liar he is. But then again, this is our fault as voters of this country. We are the ones that continue to voting for these thugs that come and mistreat us in the manner that they do. Currently, we are faced with the Thabo Bester matter. There are some co-accused of Thabo Besters that are accused of offenses that are enshrined in the Schedule 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Why these ones are not in court? Why these ones are not arrested? Why are we being treated like the animal farm, where some are more equal than others? There is no way that Paul Mashatile's thugs must be let go. There is no way. They need to be arrested, they need to be prosecuted and convicted for what they have done. This will curb other VIP personnel to mistreat the civilians of this country, the taxpayers. Taxpayers are the VIP of this country. Without our taxes, you're nothing. I'm sorry about that. But what I was trying to say, y'all are nothing. And shockingly, the government comes out to say, oh, we do not support violence. But the same government would have denied it, that they knew who those people were. But because it was caught on camera, oh, we don't support public violence. No, you are the custodian of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. And Section 9, subsection 1 of the Constitution says we are all equal before the law. Why the MPA hasn't issued a warrant of arrest yet? Why isn't the police have arrested these people and brought them before the court? When are we going to see them arrested? When are we going to see them prosecuted? Or this is just going to blow up and then disappear into thin air? No South African must allow this. This is our opportunity to hold the blue lights accountable so that they never again push us off the road, bully us into submission. There is no way as South Africans we must allow ourselves to be conditioned by this. Let's take action. Let's all come out and say, arrest them. It cannot be that we must feel unsafe every time we see the blue lights on our roads. Absolutely cannot. This is not a police state. This is not a dictatorship. This is a constitutional democracy. And the only way we can deal with this issue is by going to vote in 2024. I don't care who you vote for. I absolutely don't care who you vote for. But make sure that the person or the party that you vote for is a political party that's going to respect your dignity. That is Section 10 of the Constitution. Everyone has a right to dignity. Do you think what they did to those gentlemen was dignified? Absolutely not. That was thuggery at its best. Make sure that you vote for a political party that will respect the rule of law and the supremacy of the Constitution, where we all must be treated equally, not like the animal farm. So you asked what were my thoughts. Those were my thoughts. My thoughts are around the Constitution of our country, the Republic of South Africa. The Constitution is the supreme law of our country. Anything inconsistent with it is invalid. And therefore, Paul Mashatile, they must not come and say, oh, well, this matter is being dealt with behind closed doors. No, bring the matter to the public, just like how they assaulted this gentleman in public. We are all equal before the law. And if Thabo Bester's people are dragged in court with Schedule 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977, surely these thugs too can be brought before the court on the same charges: assault, attempted murder, and defeating the ends of justice. We cannot allow this to happen ever again. Yes, I am angry. I'm very, very angry. I'm angry that a fellow South African was badly mistreated and an abuse of power that Paul Mashatile sat and watched while his thugs were all over these people. Anyways, guys, those were my thoughts. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like anyways. Do leave me a comment down below and let me know, what did you think about this thuggery that you saw on that video? What do you think should happen to these criminals? Because that's what they are. They are criminals. And do share this video far and wide. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, please don't forget to watch the ads. And also don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Goodbye.